Beijing sets preconditions for possible Cheng-Xi meeting. Chiayi unveils tourism vision for 2026 Lantern Festival. NIA warns travelers against misleading Chinese passport schemes. Chinese jets point radar at Japanese aircraft. Louvre water leak damages hundreds of items. Fire at popular nightclub in India's Goa state. Donald Trump presents Kennedy Center honorees with medals. McLaren driver Lando Norris clinches his first F1 title.
Hello, I'm Jasmine. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Tuesday, December 9th, International Anti-Corruption Day. And here are your top stories. In local news, Taiwan's KMT chairwoman Zheng Liwen has expressed interest in meeting Chinese leader Xi Jinping. According to reliable party and Beijing sources, the two sides have reached a preliminary consensus for a possible meeting around Lunar New Year. However, Beijing is demanding three highly sensitive preconditions: seeking stronger trust after recent elections and dense DPP background. Chiayi County's Cultural and Tourism Bureau announced plans to showcase its tourism brand on the international stage during the 2026 Taiwan Lantern Festival. County Magistrate Wong Zhangliang said the event is both a national highlight and a key moment for Chiayi's tourism transformation. Centered on light, travel, fun, and style, the festival will blend local culture with family-friendly interactive experiences to attract global visitors. Taiwan's National Immigration Agency warned travelers after past cases of Taiwanese tourists in China being misled by local agencies into applying for a one-time Chinese border travel passport. While joining Russian tour packages, the agency stressed that under the Cross-Strait Act, Taiwanese citizens are prohibited from holding a Chinese passport or household registration. Violators will lose their legal status as Taiwan residents. And in global news, on Sunday, Japan said that Chinese fighter jets had aimed their radar at Japanese military aircraft in two dangerous incidents near the Okinawa Islands, an account Beijing disputed. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi told reporters these radar illuminations are a dangerous act that goes beyond what is necessary for the safe flight of aircraft, adding that Japan had lodged a protest with China over Saturday's extremely regrettable incident.
Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi, meeting with his Australian counterpart Richard Marles in Tokyo, said Japan would respond resolutely and calmly to China's conduct in order to maintain regional peace and stability. But a Chinese Navy spokesperson, Colonel Wang Shuiming, said Japanese aircraft had repeatedly approached and disrupted the Chinese Navy as it was conducting previously announced carrier-based flight training east of the Miyako Strait. The encounters near islands claimed by both Japan and China are the most serious run-ins between the two militaries in years and are likely to further escalate tension between the two East Asian powers.
A water leak at the Louvre in Paris has damaged hundreds of books, exposing further issues at the world's largest museum after a spectacular heist in October. The leak happened when a valve that forms part of a now-defunct plumbing system was opened in error. The flooding damaged at least 300 to 400 works in one of the Egyptian antiquities libraries in the museum. The books will be returned to the shelves after they have dried out and been repaired.
The Deputy General Administrator described the books as several hundred years old and dating to the late 19th century. He said that some of the books were wet and that work is underway to dry them, including dehumidifying them page by page with the help of buffered paper and modified plants. Some of the works are visual periodicals and archaeology journals that are consulted by Egyptologists, Louvre staff members, and researchers. He noted that the area of the pipe break is part of the museum spaces that will undergo a major renovation of the ventilation and heating system starting in September. It's the latest setback for the most visited museum in the world, which was the site of a daring jewelry heist nearly 2 months ago.
On Sunday, a fire ripped through a popular nightclub in India's Goa state, killing 25 people, including tourists. The blaze occurred just past midnight in the party club in Apora village in North Goa. The Goa chief minister said most of the dead were the club's kitchen workers, as well as 3 or 4 tourists. 6 people were injured and are in stable condition. All the bodies have been recovered. The fire was caused by a gas cylinder blast and has since been extinguished.
However, witnesses told the agency that the fire began on the club's first floor, where nearly 100 tourists were on the dance floor. Several rushed to the kitchen below in the chaos and became trapped along with staff. The nightclub, along the Arpora River backwaters, had a narrow entry and exit that forced firefighters to park their tankers about 1,300 feet away, delaying the efforts. Sawant said the club had violated fire safety regulations. The state government ordered an inquiry to determine the exact cause of the fire and responsibility, he said, adding that authorities would act against the club management and officials who allowed it to operate despite the violations.
President Donald Trump solidified his takeover of Washington's John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts on Sunday by hosting its flagship awards program, a presidential first, mixing politics with the celebration of stars from music and film. This year's Kennedy Center's honors, widely seen as the top U.S. recognition for lifetime achievement in the performing arts, honored actors Sylvester Stallone, disco singer Gloria Gaynor, and Phantom of the Opera star Michael Crawford.
The building is being renovated, fully renovated. It's being, I would say, fixed at a level that nobody's ever seen before. We're going to make it something really special. It's been tired. It's been mistreated, a little bit like the White House has been mistreated, to be honest with you.
The former real estate developer is putting his stamp on both the White House and the Kennedy Center facilities, controversially tearing down the White House's East Wing to make room for a 90,000-square-foot ballroom. The Kennedy Center's new president, Rick Grenell, is overseeing the performing arts complex's multi-million-dollar renovation and revamping the organization's events. In the Oval Office on Saturday, Trump praised this year's honorees and presented them with newly designed gold medallions with blue ribbons, replacing the rainbow-colored ribbons used since 1978 to represent the spectrum of the performing arts.
McLaren driver Lando Norris held his nerve but could not hold back the tears after clinching his first Formula One title at the season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on Sunday. Red Bull driver and defending champion Max Verstappen won the race with Norris placing third, which allowed Norris to finish 2 points ahead of him in the season-long standings. Norris began Britain's 11th F1 champion, a racing journey that began with kart racing when he was 8 years old.
Piastri was also in contention for his first F1 title, placing second in front of his McLaren teammate Norris, and finished third in the standings, 13 points behind him. Norris became the first British champion since Lewis Hamilton won his record-equaling 7th title in 2020, and also denied Verstappen a 5th straight championship. After crossing the line, Norris stayed in his car for a few moments, visibly emotional. His parents were on the side of the track, and he went over to hug them before celebrating with his McLaren engineers and mechanics. Charles Leclerc finished 4th for Ferrari, ahead of George Russell, Mercedes, and Fernando Alonso, Aston Martin, in 6th.
The answer for yesterday was A, scrutiny. The company's new policy is under close scrutiny from both employees and customers. Did you answer correctly? Now let's dive into today's news. Chinese jets point radar at Japanese aircraft. Number 1. Illumination. 照亮. The park's night illumination creates a warm and inviting atmosphere. Number 2. Disrupt. 打乱. The protest disrupted traffic in the downtown area for hours. Number 3. Escalate. 升高, 扩大. Prices may escalate if supply continues to decrease. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. International Anti-Corruption Day was launched in 2003 by the UNGA to raise awareness of corruption and highlight the role of the UN Convention Against Corruption in preventing and combating it. It was concerned about the serious threats corruption poses to the stability and security of societies, undermine democratic institutions, ethical values, justice, sustainable development, and the rule of law. And that's all for today's FUNDAY news. Be sure to turn into FUNDAY news from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Jasmine, your host. I'll see you next time.